So hello and welcome people back to Let's Play Gungrave. Now we're in probably one of my favorite levels in the entire game. It's also the only one that has any sort of a semblance of whatchamacallit, platforming, although platforming in big parentheses because it is the platforming in the loosest sense, in that you don't really jump. There is just a probability that you will fall.
So, with that intro, I now have to wonder, did this game come out before or after Devil May Cry?
I think it came out around similar time. It was 2002. And the first Devil May Cry came out in 2002 as well, if I recall correctly.
I'll have to look into that, because, like, that was, like, straight up a Devil May Cry scene, like, right there.
Mm-hmm. Who knows, maybe one influenced the other. Sega has always been kind of close with Capcom.
Right.
So it wouldn't be quite out of
Out of
the
place,
realm
yeah.
of possibilities that they copied each other's ideas.
Right.
So in any case, what I meant with that you can fall down is that this level is very cylindrical, and it all well, this section of it, it all happens around this one cylindrical hallway, not hallway, just gigantic cylindrical sewers for some reason. Why would sewers work that way? And in most cases you can actually fall down, but they don't really put that many obstacles to make it so that you're very likely to fall down. And you never need to jump over anything, which is good, because your jump is not made for jumping over stuff. Your jump is just meant for oh, there is a piece of something on the ground that prevents me from walking past it.
Darn, there's a garbage can on the ground. I can't possibly walk over that.
Pretty much. I'm going to... No, actually, I was thinking of maybe showing off that other one, but it really is kind of pointless. Because most of the times you just don't want to have enemies behind you anyway. And the other one uses up less of your skull juice, and also is a lot more effective at taking out what's in front of you, aka what you're likely aiming to kill anyway.
Right.
Exploring down the other corridors or whatever is rather pointless, because this game does not have any kind of collectibles. Which I feel they could have at least done something with that. Like, you know, have some... because there are unlockables which just get unlocked as you progress through the game. Just to play through it, repeat it times, you know, get more score. These enemies can be hurt with your guns immediately. You can eventually just blast off their shields with your guns. And
Does the rocket launcher work?
Probably yes. It's like it's just a shield. It's not invulnerable. Besides, we're gonna find out right now. See?
Yep. Works.
Yeah, don't care. Sadly, they actually seem to be able to block off the bullets for the guys standing behind them, which is actually pretty smart of the green guy to you know, take advantage of the cover.
Right.
Yeah, go. I know.
But he still gets hit by the coffin anyway.
Well, obviously, because that thing does not prevent the coffin attack.
Right.
It's for the bullets, not for a gigantic slab of metal. You know, the superior method of attack. Now this part of the stage, more or less a Panzer Dragoon level. Just keep turning around to see when enemies are going to where the enemy is going to appear, and then, you know, shoot them. Keep turning around because they are going to be appearing from everywhere. And if you allow them to, you know, get too near you, or, like, you know, shoot you from multiple directions, then your life's gonna end pretty quickly. That's kind of how this game works. It's like you can take a lot of punishment, but it's like if you start taking damage, it goes down real fast. Jumping around aimlessly and shooting is also a good method, because Grave will automatically lock onto anything, even people standing behind the barrier somehow. How was that guy standing there? Why was he standing there? That wasn't very safe. Although, you know, he abandoned all safety once he got onto this elevator, you know. Yeah, whatever. I love the coffin attack so much. It's just like, yeah, no.
Right.
And what's really nice, the beams can actually prevent enemies' attacks from reaching you. Very handy.
Okay, now we're in Revengeance. This is where Revengeance ripped this off from.
Yep, definitely Revengeance. Now, this boss has two phases. One which is actually fairly easy and relatively fun, which is where we are right now, and the other one which is pretty much everything wrong with this game's fighting system. But, well, thankfully it only happens during this boss fight. But let's just say, I'm not gonna be showing off. I'm not gonna be showing off all of my deaths, because that would be just embarrassing and would take too long. I forgot to insert subtitles there. Gotta fix that. In any case, this boss fight is bullshit. As you can see, now I magically have 8 of those skull juices. The reason why I have 8 skull juices is because once you die enough times, the game takes pity on you and just gives you extra skull juice. Because you clearly can't beat the boss. So they just give you the ability to spam, like, they're like, well, you most definitely do not have enough skull juice, so here, have some skull juice.
Now, if only they gave you electric shoes on top of it.
Yeah, the thing about this boss, even though you can see him from very far away, you cannot lock onto it. Also, he has many attacks that require you to dodge in specific directions, not in front, and Probably the best one is to the right, but I couldn't tell because it's just so hard to actually reliably avoid his attacks. Aside from shooting him. Another thing, he sends those shockwaves on the ground, you're supposed to jump over them. Yeah, good luck with that. The controls for dodging are, for jumping are a little bit too delayed for that to work reliably. So yeah, this boss, not fun at all. Like, no fun. Just terrible. And now you'll see a finisher. There's one for every boss fight, but I only found out about it right here, actually.
Well.
But yeah, all of the other bosses are thankfully much better than this.